Howdy folks, welcome to episode 43. Today we're going to continue kind of where we left off. So what I did was I went back, the save was like shortly before we did that. So I just went back and took the train already intact because that was no fair anyway. That was ridiculous anyway. So yeah, we're just gonna go from here. And I'm just making sure the switches are the way I want them to be. All right, yeah, we're gonna go from here. And where's the generator? Is that G? What turns off on and off the generator? Let me see. Where is? Oh, this isn't the one with the generator. That's why. Okay, I'm like, where's the switch for the generator? It's normally right there. That's why. So yeah, I did remove the whatchamacallit from here. There we go. Alright. But yeah, there was a piece of track in there. There was a T section. Not a T, a cross. That T makes no sense. Of course, spoon wouldn't make any sense now, would it? Alright, no, spool. Anyway. Spool wouldn't make any sense. Okay, so I'm gonna make sure all the switches are how I want them to be. We're gonna go across here. We're gonna come down here, and these are the ones that are important. Okay, those are good. All right. So yeah, we are going to do this the right way. We're gonna kind of coast across this. There we go. Because that's a little excessive speed. Hopefully we don't freak out and die on this one. Right? It's fortunately not so quick that, you know, the car is still leaning this way when it starts turning the other way. You know what I mean? That's what you need to do. You make a track that waves back and forth so that... Alright, anyway. See if we can get this across the thingy here. Cool. So, and I think what we'll do is we'll empty the 5 coal that we have that we need and into the thing, and then we'll put a coal tower down there too. Something like that. We'll put a coal tower somewhere, and that other 5 will go in the coal tower. So that we can start, you know, refilling coal where it's needed. And we can start doing this too. Hopefully we didn't have any more immovable plants grow into our path again. Let's see, let's go like, whoops. We can still hear it? Yeah, there we go. Much better. I'm just watching that. Like, that looks really... See, there's a little bump right there? It just... Yeah. Keeps looking like it's going to be a thing. Okay. Almost felt like I'm frame chunking or something. Is it just me? I think it's just the way I'm moving. I think it's the train doing this, moving back and forth, that's messing me up, because it makes it look like I'm going faster and then slower. Alright, we're going to do this again. There we go. Wow, that's really sharp. That was way sharper than I expected. Yeah, definitely glad I slowed down to 15, because it's... We're pushing our luck with that. It sure feels like it anyway. Alright. We'll keep it moving through here. Let's go like this. Give it a little bit more juice here. Okay, so we are going to go south from here, right? I mean, left. Not south, because that's south. That would be east. Yeah. Alright. We get a little bit more speed going before we get hit this corner, too. So we could do more of our coasting around the corner. There we go. Alright, so it looks like that's going to survive that corner. We're going to go this way. And then we're going to go south. And we're going to go south again. Down to here. And then there's a turnaround. So I think what we're going to do is instead of going up here, we're going to come down here and branch off. So we're going to stop before we get on this big long chunk of thing. So that's going to be our goal. Huh. I must have switched that one. Or maybe it's just there's a default position for it. I don't know if you saw it swing over. There's probably a default position for it, and it renders it in default position until you're looking at it or whatever. Not renders it, but physics is it. Okay. I suppose I could have sped up. I suppose I still can. There we go. This shouldn't be too much of a stress. These are pretty mild. Then we're gonna go that way. So yeah, then we can stop and build a little bit. All right. All right. Build a little bit. Bring a little coal. Make your railroad. Make your railroad. You got KC and the Sunshine Band stuck in your head yet? No, I'm not going to do the woo part. Alright. There we go. It does feel like my friend... I've got some other stuff running, so it's possible. I've got Reaper running. I've been working on some music. So it's possible that it is randomly... I don't know, man, last time I was using Reaper, it acted like it was using a lot of CPU randomly, which was kind of disturbing because it's never been like that. But anyway, why do I feel like I'm going so slow? Let's do this. Start speeding up. Because this is going to be almost to our point. Oh, we still got quite a ways. Okay. And I got the switches set up. See, this one is going to go that way. So, and I think we can basically stop when we're on all those switches. I probably don't want to stop with the train around that little corner. So I think what we'll do is we'll come to a stop when the back end is over here, just so that we don't try to start up with a bunch of stress around that corner. There we go. All right. And it is snowing out here like crazy. I don't know how much of the Midwest is getting hit with this, but yeah. It's, yeah, very little visibility, and it's not a whiteout. You can still see about a mile, but about half a mile. Quarter mile now, but yeah. That's fine for driving. But anyway, no, we're supposed to get like 10, 12, 14 inches today of snow. It's pretty wild. And there's a bunch of, I'm in Wisconsin, so there's a zillion people deer hunting. So I'm sure they're having a field day with that, because now the snow is fresh. So if you find deer tracks in the snow right now, you're pretty close to the deer. You know? You're not going to have a hard time tracking them and following them. Especially with the snow still coming down. Any tracks that you find were made within the last hour. Alright, anyway, we are almost here. I swear it's because of... Maybe it's because we're not close enough to the engine that I'm not hearing the chugga 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 noises. The chugga chugga choo choo noises. Is that a down? That is a little down. Okay. Let's see how fast it goes now. Not really. It only gave us a couple oomph. Okay, so we're just gonna turn off and coast here. Whoops. We're just gonna turn it off and coast here. I'm gonna leave this at like 1% so that I can still hear the engines. I suppose you would turn those on when you're ready to start, because turning them on before you stop doesn't really do you any good. It's not like the condensation is doing anything to you, bad to you or whatever. Alright, we're going to slow down a little bit because that's a bit excessive for this corner. This corner looks a little sharp. Okay. I don't like the way those two switches line up like that. Not much I can do about it now, but... Alright. Cool. We'll get the rest of this past here. See, it looks like that's where the track changes. It looks like well, it looks like there's a segment down here because you're not going to have this big long straightaway because the arms aren't that long on the splines, the control points. So we're just going to let this come up to here. I think that's good. There we go. Alright. I think that looks like the junction right there. Let's see. Is that the junction right there? It looks like it, doesn't it? Okay, so if we were to put... let's do this. Oh, that's definitely it. Okay. And then there's another one here. I think that's perfect. Is there another one down here? See, it looks like there's a segment right here that we can take out. Let's see if we can do that. Let's go like this and take out this segment here. I'm really paranoid about doing this. Let's do this first. Let's find where the actual junction is, because this will tell us, right? So there's one here where I was talking about. Okay, let's see if there's any more. Maybe it was just they put in anomalies to make it not look cheesy. Is that one right there? That's not a junction right there? It sure felt like it was going to be. Okay. It's got to be right up here before this turn. Yeah, see? Okay, that's where we need to put it then. So what we'll do is we will, we're going to go like, we're going to take out this piece. There. How long is that? Wow. Glad we didn't pull the train any closer. All right, and then we're going to do this, and we're going to hook this up on there. Easy enough. Easy peasy. All right, and then we're going to go, whoops. We're going to go like this. See if it'll let us do the 1 meter, and if it doesn't, we'll do the bigger one. Anything underneath there? Nope. It's not going to let us do the short one, as always. Alright. So, whoops. I keep doing that. I swear that's become my go-to key, is the middle mouse button now. I want to do something. I need to hit the middle mouse button. There we go. Okay. You know what would be interesting is if you could use the editor to change that. That doesn't seem like it's going to hit anything. Okay. So then what we're going to do is we're going to come from here. We're going to do this. And let's check out the map before we go anywhere. It just clicked on the ground, didn't it? Yeah, see, we're going to come over this way. Okay, we're pretty much going to go curve a little bit to the left, just mildly. Very mildly to the left. We're going to kind of go this way. See how that looks. Yep, we're going to curve a little bit more to the left. I mean, we could probably do a 5 meter and actually connect it, right? Where is the other track? Where's it coming out? Because that's the hill. It's got to be coming out over here, right? Let's see where it's at. Yeah, that's the track right there. Okay, so we want to come out here. And are we coming from that valley? No, I don't remember. No, we're not coming from that valley. We're coming from over here. Okay. Yeah, see, we're coming from over here. All right. So we want to go around this. Should we do this and then come under this? I think that's what we should do. Oh, no, it's not. That's going to be way too much of a turn. So let's go like this. We're going to come this way. And then we're going to go north of this stuff and kind of squeeze through here, I think. See if we can squeeze through. Without erasing these. I think this one's going to have to be erased. I don't think we're going to be able to get away with going around that one. But we can do this. See how that looks. Nope, that's too close to that. Okay. So we want to go from here. Let's extend this one out. Where's it at? Let's extend the other one out so that we can connect pieces. Here we go. Because I'm getting all disoriented. Yeah, see, we're going to want to go through there. So let's connect this here. And we're going to come through. Whoops. Looks about right. And then we're going to come through this. Yeah, see? It seems like if we go through there, we're just kind of, it's kind of contrived. Yeah, see, it is if we go through there. So let's do this. And then we can connect this one to down here. Come on, I wanted to see where, like that. There we go. Okay. And then we should be able to, let's take out this one. And then let's see if we can connect this to that. It almost seems like a switch would be a perfect angle for that. But what will we actually do with the switch, right? Let's see if we can connect them. And then we're going to have to clean up the track, I think, obviously. There it is. All right, so let's get our tree beating tool. See if it's not too loud this time. No, it wasn't too loud before. Look into my eyes, look into my eyes. My eyes, in my eyes, not around my eyes, in my eyes. You're under. There was no sound problems a couple episodes ago. And 3, 2, 1, you're back in the room. So anyway, yeah, we're we're just picking up rocks. I don't know what you're talking about. All right. What's his name? Kenny something. I can't remember his last name now. I love that. The character is hilarious. Let's see. I love when they, like, he's trying to do that with his mom, and then she's like, wait, maybe it'll work better if I put my glasses on. What do you mean you don't know what I'm talking about? All right. Obscure references. Who tunes in for those? Everyone. Okay. See what else we have here. Rocks. Rocks, rocks, rocks. Is that one? No, that's just deco. And it looks like we should be able to make it to the... We should be able to make it all the way to the whatchamacallit now. The gold mine. We're going to take that one out. I don't like it. It's too close. I don't like it. I want that one. All right. Oh, yeah, that's a nice hill right there. And let's just make sure this is actually connected and stuff. Oh, yeah, that definitely. We get all the way there and then... Yay, we made it! Yeah, that's... Classic lift, right? Okay. And I don't think we have a building. We need to put a building over there. Before I forget, telegraph office. We're going to go like this. We're going to put a telegraph office over here while we're in the area. That cactus is out of the way? Yeah, it is. Okay. There we go. Control doesn't do anything, does it? Nope. Okay. So yeah, do we have a... We don't have a telegraph station here, do we? Nope. So we're going to put a telegraph station here too. As long as we're in the area. Those in the neighborhood. There we go. Alright. Because we definitely need those in a lot of places. Which one is this? The Lima consolidation. I don't remember if that's a strong one or not. Let me see. That doesn't have a generator either. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a high-powered, fast locomotive or not. I don't remember now. I'll have to look up. But we got a couple sitting around. I need to use all of them. Okay. Should we just go full speed? This is where you empty the cylinder cocks. You get rid of the water that condensed. You know what I'm talking about. Oh, no, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no, no. That way. And we're not going to go full speed over the switch. I think that's just enough of a, you know, back and forth to really throw the cars off. If you're any multiple of the natural frequency, resonant frequency of the cars rocking back and forth. We almost there? Looks like we're there. All right, now we can floor it. There we go. I suppose we should keep an eye out on the road. And let's do this too. We're just gonna throw caution to the wind. That's really close. Wonder if I had my head hanging out the window, if it would yank my character out of the engine. That's always fun and realistic. Alright. Yeah, I like that. I wish we could have... Yeah, it would have been more fun if we could have kind of gone between underneath all those rocks and stuff like that, but it's still kind of cool going past them though. This is a lot shorter piece of track than it seemed like when we were building it too. Isn't it? It just seemed, it looked like on the map when I looked at it, I'm like, oh, this is going to be like, you know, 10-mile stretch of track. That's 16 kilometers for you, those of you on the metric system. Those of you who are not bilingual. Alright. Suppose we can do this. Because we're going to need to. And I think this will load up our gold. I think that's everything we need for the gold now. It's 5 coal? Yeah, we need 5 coal, so we're going to unload the coal first. And then we'll see where we can put a coal tower. I mean, it would kind of make sense to put one on the very end of the... Not really. Would it make more sense to put them like where everything travels, not the least traveled route? But we've got our water tower down here. So it makes sense to put one where there's a water tower, so you can get fuel and water at the same time. You're fueling your, what do they call it? Did they have an engineering term for that? Because the water isn't really fuel, but it's necessary to go. And it's not a reaction mass, or is it? It's not really the reaction. It's not like pushing the water away, you know, out of the back of the train is making the train go forward. It's not a reaction mass in that way, at least. But some engineer knows what that... There's a term for it. There's always a term for everything. Whoops. If you use the term more than once a year, then then some engineering... In some engineering or scientific pursuit or mathematical, then yeah, there's a special term for it. There always is. Okay. So we want to offload 5 of the coal, but not anymore. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, and then we need to unload the rails. Let's go like this. And we're going to unload the rails. Where is the rail platform? Where does the rail platform end in the... See, is this the end of the rail platform? I can't tell. No, okay. Good, that's much better. Alright, so we're going to back up a little bit. Nice. In the pitch black. The darkest dark that ever did dark. Alright, I can do this and I can see. I can see where the middle of my car is. Right here. That's so bad. Alright. Let's go like this. We can start unloading this one. And then start unloading this one. And I think that's our, because ahead of that, is that the coal? Yeah, that's the coal. Like the most ridiculous. Okay, there we go. There's our daylight. All right, so let's go like this. Forward. Start bringing these up. It's making stuff. You can tell it's making stuff. I think we might need to bring like a couple tools, like 3 of them or something stupid like that. I don't remember. I think we needed tools. So we might still have to make a run to get all the full loaded up, fully loaded with gold. We'll see here. Yeah, because it uses 5 apiece of everything. So we need to have equal amounts of everything. And we definitely have way more rails than that. So we do need to bring tools. All right, so this. Let's go like this and see if we can get maybe, yeah, there we go. See if we can get all these unloaded and the beams too and see what we got, because I think it's tools. We're gonna run a little bit long today, a little bit longer than usual. We'll get the beams. I almost feel like that needs this thing needs to do a teardrop or connect to the map from the other end too, instead of just being a back in, or pull in and then back out. Okay. We ran out of something. Did we run out of, we didn't run out of beams or coal. Does it just take that long? No, you can't stand on my hand. It's not gonna happen. This, I mean, this should probably curve over and come back down. Oh, it's a huge cliff there, isn't it? But it's still, I mean, we do have the teardrop going the other way. Here. Got 4. See if we can get our beams going here. Not in my face. No. What are you doing? Why is it not unloading? There we go. I think it was not letting me unload. I think it was disallowing me from unloading because I wasn't in front of the thing. But I thought it doesn't protect you from that. It doesn't protect you from your own dumb. 1, 2, 3. This should be a good speed. Let's see if we can maintain this speed. Unload. There we go. Yeah, it is. It won't let me hit before the center of the thing hits that. It won't let me unload. See, watch. It won't do it. Now it'll do it. Huh. Yep. So it is protecting me from my own dumb. There we go. It took another chunk. Let's see, how many more cars do we have left? 6? Okay. We're doing okay. I don't want to press my luck by trying to speed this up, because I know what'll happen if I do that. Oh, we got tons of room. Yeah, we got way more than enough length. Okay. Way more than enough track. And then we're going to run out of tools. And I think it's like 40 tools or something. It's not much. It's like 1 boxcar worth of tools, I think, is all we needed. So that should be easy enough to do next time. But we might decide to, like I said, build this out so that we can come out with a teardrop. I don't know. Because that might even go to the other, to that, whatchamacallit. It might go to the where the tools are made, the ironworks. That might be a nice natural, that's where it comes down a decent slope and where it hits the ground and about where it's aiming. So we'll see if maybe we can do that. We can go to the ironworks from there. But we'll do that next time. There we go. Okay, cool. So let's turn off the Regulator. Did it? Oh, it filled up with. It filled up with beams. Okay, we're gonna reverse. We're gonna reverse so that we can load the beams in once it. There we go. All right, cool. So let's see how this looks from here. Because we would come down. I mean, we'd turn a little bit sharper here so that we'd try to come down in this valley. We try to come down. See, it looks like it would be perfect. Because we'd either come down in this valley or we'd just go across the top of this. No, because then we'd have to climb. Okay, we don't want to climb. But yeah, we turn. I think we can turn, come across this, and kind of climb the side of the, or climb the edge of the valley and then go back down to there. That would be cool. I think that would be fun, and we're parked like in the perfect spot for that too. Awesome. But anyway, that's gonna be it for episode 43. Let's see what we got. We're getting there with the gold. 24 more. 24 more. Awesome. But yeah, anyway, that's gonna be it for episode 43. Join me in episode 44, and we'll see you then. Later.